Shenzhen has had, what, 20-plus cases on Saturday or so. It's just a fraction of the hundreds that we're seeing nationally, so that seems like a very cautious move.
Yeah, I think it's reflective of the trend that we're seeing nationally, though. The cases have been coming off from near 1,000 a couple of days ago to just over 600 yesterday. But still we're seeing restrictions, still we're seeing lockdowns, and still we're seeing moves like this one in Shenzhen as a way of trying to staunch transmission as China continues to pursue that COVID zero policy. Some 100 of the top companies are being told to go into this closed loop system, which basically means that the workers are only allowed to go to and from their dorms to the factory and back. They're tested consistently to try and keep COVID out of the loop. And it's a way of keeping manufacturing going while effectively locking down. It could presage more intensive moves in Shenzhen, particularly if we see cases stay at this level or go even higher, particularly in the community. We could be looking at, say, a lockdown or a partial lockdown of China's technology hub.
How much does that really dent confidence in terms of investment? Have we seen much reaction from companies and corporates really wondering the amount of risk and uncertainty they face under COVID zero?
Yeah, I think you have seen some pressure on the Chinese stock markets. They have been quite volatile. People don't really know what to expect. It's that unpredictability when it comes to these restrictions, how long China's going to pursue it, the indications from Xi Jinping that this is a long-term thing, that they aren't going to be shifting to living with the virus anytime soon, are weighing on sentiment and will weigh on the outlooks of these companies. We've seen companies even beyond China reporting in earnings an impact from these lockdowns and the slowing economic growth in China.
So tell us about these closed-loop systems. I mean, we saw them in Shanghai, right? How long do they last? Are they effective?
Yeah, I mean, they started actually with the Beijing Olympics. It's how China was able to hold still the Winter Olympics while still targeting zero cases or suppression of the virus. Basically, you're keeping people within a bubble where they're consistently tested to make sure that they aren't getting COVID or bringing COVID into that sort of sanitized loop system. And they do work quite effectively, though they do require a lot of organization. When Tesla, for example, used one during the Shanghai lockdown, they had to find lots of beds in disused factories, even a former Chinese army military training camp, so that they were able to house the workers that they were then ferrying to and from the factory within the loop. So they do require a lot of logistics, but they do allow companies to keep moving. We have seen, though, pushback from some workers during the Shanghai lockdown. The computer company Quanta, for example, saw riots particularly when infections got into the loop, and people frustrated as well at being separated from families, being separated from everyday life for a very long time.